as we come right through this back door and I open this door, you will see why we chose this unit for our family.
Got nothing to lose. Oh my, gonna shake it off. It ain't no thing, it ain't no thing. Oh my, doing what I want. Gonna do my thing, do my thing. Put it up high and take it low. I'm feeling right from head to toe. Light it up and let it roll. Here I go.
Welcome back, everybody. Now today we are doing the video you all have been waiting for. We've been here a while, you've seen a lot about our family and some of our adventures we've taken. Today we're going to show you our unit. We have the 32 BHS Transcend by Grand Design. It's a 32-foot bunkhouse, and we want to show you where we live. So come on inside. Hello and welcome inside of our rig. This is where our family of 4 lives, and today we just wanted to show you our space. So as you can see, when you walk through the front door, you are right in our main living space. We have our sofa on the side, and we have right across from that our TV with our pantry and entertainment center cabinet space. So on the left we have our food, dry storage, and on our right we have our movies, coloring books, different activity, things like that, with our entertainment section up top. And this TV can, of course, come out and do a little swivel. If we were sitting at the dining room table, you're able to see a little bit over there as well. And so it just tucks back in when we're finished. Yes. Moving along this side wall, we have our refrigerator. Now, our unit does not have a full-size refrigerator. Some units do. Ours does not. So it's a little on the small side. But one thing that is a benefit to having a small refrigerator is that it definitely forces us to meal plan and shop appropriately. We can't splurge and buy a bunch of extra things, and we have to be intentional about what we purchase and make it fit for those meals, because nothing else fits in here. So we can get about 5 to 6 days worth of proteins and fruits and vegetables and everything for our family, which works because we can go to the grocery store once or twice a week, depending on what meals we've planned and what size items need the refrigerator or the freezer. Our refrigerator does have an auto switch, so when we are plugged in at our campground, it automatically connects to the power. And when we unplug, if we were to go outside and unplug the power cable, after a few seconds, the gas light would light up and it would automatically switch to propane. You want to double check that that automatically happens. Sometimes the starter flame doesn't go and you've got to trigger it yourself. Always double check. We do have a thermostat on ours. Our little outside refrigerator does not, but this is our refrigerator. We have a little microwave. We do have our propane stove and oven. So it's just a glass top lifts up. We have our 3 burners underneath. Inside we have our little oven here, cute little oven. Now our oven, they're smaller than a household oven. So one thing we have found that works fantastic for RV life is to have a Pyrex dish, a smaller square Pyrex dish, because it's the perfect size. Now you wouldn't use the lid on it when you cook. It's a good size for the oven. It's a good size for a family of 4, and it works. It's multifunctional. It can be on the counter, go right in, come back out, and it works for us. So that is one item that we love having here with a smaller oven. And our counter space is not the largest. We did sacrifice that. We did sacrifice the bigger kitchen. Some units have an island. We don't have any of that, and we'll show you why in just a second. We have our Keurig set up over here in the corner. It just tucks back in the corner. We have some air filters drying. Those Michael just cleaned those this morning. And our sink. Now one thing for their sink to remember, we have these sink covers. Extra surface space when you're preparing meals. You can just slide the faucet around and use this. One thing we've learned from watching other families. Thankfully, we haven't had it to happen to ourselves yet, but don't ever travel with this on. Things can happen in movement, and water can flow up and flow back, and you do not want this lid on because you do not want water all over your floor. Water inside RVs, not a good mix. So always, you can use this when you're preparing, you can use it when you're not, cover it up when you're not using it, however you want to. Recommended, do not use this while you're driving. Always tuck it away underneath the sink, underneath the dinette seats, wherever you have a good space to store it. We have our cabinets underneath. We have our couple of drawers here for utensils, things like that. Pots and pans under the stove, blender, different things that you could need in your kitchen. Little cabinets under here. The kids keep their plates in the little drawer here with the strainer, with their little plates here for them to grab easily, since we don't have a pet for the pet drawer, as they like to call this. And some storage up top. You've got your normal spice cabinets, pantries, bulk items, different things like that that just fit perfectly. We found these containers from the Container Store, and they work great. They're the perfect depth for our shelves, and as you can see, we really like them. We have our mugs on top, and over here we're still working on what to get in these. So we haven't found the perfect baskets, but for now, these work. Because we found that when we are driving, things like to fall. Things move. You've got to have them protected. And the way we had them before originally didn't work, and things were still falling everywhere. So for now, we have these plastic bins. They're not the prettiest, but they do get the job done for now until we find something that works better. And we'll keep you posted on that. So those are our pantries. Well stocked to the max.
I also like the smoke effect on the pantry, so you don't technically see.
Oh, how it's glass, but not completely transparent.
Right.
Yes, it's got that tint on it. So that is our kitchen. Moving around, we just have our trash can, which again we found at the Container Store. We went ahead and bought online because we love the company. We get it from Simple Human. We love the lid. Goes down nice and slow, so it doesn't catch any fingers. Sits nice against the cabinet here. One thing we recommend that we learned the hard way, and we did, take some Velcro, the soft side of the Velcro, and put it on the back of your trash can. We were starting to get little scratches here just a few days into having the trash can. So we went and we installed these Velcro pads, and so when the trash can goes up against it, no scratching, no fuss, and we're going to protect our cabinets for the months and years to come. Swinging around, we have our dinette. The dinette, just like the sofa, folds out into a bed for two. This is where life happens. Life happens around the table, as they say. So we have our meals, we have our photo editing, video editing, schoolwork, all kinds of activities that happen at the table. The strongest storage you're going to have inside of your unit are going to be these cabinets right under here. These are straight on the ground. You don't have to worry about how much weight a shelf can hold. It is right here, just on the ground. So this is where we keep our gallons of waters. We did the bottles for a little while, but we were just filling up our trash can way too fast. So save the planet, save the trash can, whatever you want to call it. We switched back to gallons of water. So there we have this stuff we don't need all that often right behind us. So you got your toilet paper, extra shampoos, different things like that stored behind it. This space also is where, when we're traveling, we take our utensils, our Keurig, different things that might be on the counter, or utensil holders, and we lift the seat up and we, let's see, I'll show you how we do that. You just take the mat out, and this lifts up right like that. And so we can store extra items under there when we're moving and traveling. We just tuck things down there that we don't want rolling around that are normally up on the counter. We just tuck them in there, keep it safe. When we get back, we just pull it all out. And it's carpeted under there also, just like this whole slide. So nothing's hitting on a hard surface under there. And we just slide it all back in. And we also installed some Velcro strips on the seats too, because the seats like to slip a lot. So we installed some Velcro strips on our seats to keep them in place and keep everybody from sliding off. Now, here's our art wall. We have our art wall. This is the extent of it, folks. And our Christmas decoration, right here. There it is. Look at that. Every day the kids get to move the Christmas tree to a new pocket. It works for them. Our other Christmas decoration is our Christmas tree scented air freshener. 'Tis the season, folks. How much more festive can you get than that? Pillow and an air freshener. This board is our travel board. It has lots of room for us to grow. We're just getting started on our adventure. We've got a couple patches that we need to add to it from our trip to Pensacola. Highly recommend if you've never been to Pensacola and you're looking for a campground, Big Lagoon State Park. You can check out our video. We got a link below for that. And we loved it there. It was gorgeous. Right on the water. We got to watch the sunrise, sunset, dolphins, everything right from our campground. So those are going to go on the board. We have officially named our RV. Now originally when we got her, we were calling her Beauty and the Beast because she's a beautiful thing, but she's a beast to pull. So we asked the kids, we kind of did a family vote, and Aiden actually came up with the name Rocky. It's a camper. We're not on firm foundation. We're sitting up on tires that are filled with air, and our stabilizers are on grass. So we have named our camper Rocky. And now I want to show you why we sacrificed the smaller kitchen, the smaller refrigerator, and all of that for our unit. This is what made it for us. This door right here. When we walked in, we saw it. We knew this was it. This was home. We have 2 toilets. We have the kids have their own toilet, sink, cabinet, all their good stuff to keep their little stuff in. They have their own bunk room with bunk beds. They have been dying for bunk beds for so long, and so we were so excited to finally give them their own space. Now as you can see, we added our own addition to these rooms by Mike creating walls for the kids. He built their own shelves to keep them from falling off, as they've never had bunk beds and we were a little nervous about them being so high. Riley's already fallen off once from the bottom, but she lived, she was okay. And we have since installed these boards to keep them safe. So you gotta modify it to make it work for your family, but they love having all their stuffed animals piled in there with them. They are still at that age where they love their friend, their furry friends. They have their TV, they have their play space on the other half of the bunks. They've got their own TV, these little kiddos.
And a big one.
And a big one at that. So their room is perfect. It has 4 drawers, 2 for each of them for their clothes, a couple smaller drawers for their little essentials like socks and undies. They got their bookshelf, and it's just perfect for them. They love it. They absolutely love telling everyone that they have bunk beds. So when we saw that we would have 2 toilets, bunk beds for the kids, an actual door to separate, and we'd be on opposite ends. We knew that this was the unit for us. This was something that we had been looking for. One of our guidelines that whenever we went to the RV stores, that we were telling these people we need separation. We need mommy and daddy on one side, kiddos on the other side, and we need doors, and if possible, a second toilet. So when we found it in this unit, we knew right away that this was the one. We had looked at so many, I could say easily hundreds of units, and when we saw this one, this was it. So we'll swing around now. So the kids are on the one end, and as you swing around to the other side, you have mommy and daddy's end. So as you walk through the main section, you go into the bathroom. It has like the Jack and Jill doors, so it has the doors on both sides. And as you go in, you have your sink and your shelving on the left. We have our porcelain toilet there, so it's a good sturdy toilet. We have our shower, which is a lot better than we were expecting when everyone talks about the size of showers in an RV. So it's a panel door, it just rolls in, and as it rolls in, it scrapes the water off and it drains right down so that you're not storing wet panels, and it dries itself. And we love it. You can see I am 5'10" and I have plenty of headspace here. We've got a sunlight here, plenty of light, and first thing in the morning is bright as anything in here. So it works for us. It's the perfect size, no problems with that. My favorite feature of the bathroom is definitely the towel cabinets. These cabinets, these are full-size bath towels. We have 2, 4, 6, there's one out, 8. doubled behind. Now we don't have that many towels, but we could. This shelf goes as deep as this shower is, as deep as my arm is in right now. So I have my hair dryer, my straightener, different things back there. But we have, it's so easy to put our towels away, have plenty for the whole family. We do laundry about once a week, so we've got enough towels to get through a full week of any time we might need extra towels, bath towels, swimming pool towels, beach towels, everything. Rolls them up right here. Perfect. I love it. It's out of the way. You don't even realize it's there. On the other side of the bathroom, you go out the other door and you are into the master room. Now it is just a room. It has space for our bed. It has space for our closets on the left and on the right, where we have our shirts and different things hung up in there. And up above, we have our storage unit for our clothes. As we open these up, you'll see these same bins that we have in the kitchen. We love them. We found them. They're the perfect size. They're the perfect depth for the kitchen shelf. They're the perfect depth for up here. I have 5. Mike has 5. We have 10 of these bins running across this row, going across here. And it's perfect. So we just have our clothes folded up. The less common ones used tucked up in the back. And it works. It's perfect. We have our little closets here on the side. Shirts, little bins for any little essentials down here. We have a little tuck nightspan baskets in here. Found that at the dollar store, a little basket just to keep my books and pens and such. And this is our master room. It has a second door, as you'll see around the corner, and that is the door that we walked in for the very first time into this unit. We walked in through that door, in through the bathroom, and saw our new home. Right up here, the filters are off, but you'll see we have also 2 air conditioning units. Now we have a 50 amp trailer, not a 30 amp. Our unit is a 50 amp for power, and so this is a special master air conditioner. It only does cooling, no heating on this side. And it's perfect. It's very loud, but sometimes that's good because I can turn it on when I need to take a nap during the day and the kids or Mike are doing something and being a little bit louder. I can turn this on and it buffers out a lot of noise. But we love having our own AC unit. Sometimes we just need that extra cooling. The only downfall, I love our unit. The biggest, I would say glitch, not even glitch, I don't know the word, is the air circulation in this space. All the other spaces have windows that can open. Ours does not. Our only window is an emergency window. And we've been told, yes, you can get it open. You may not be able to get it shut again. So though it's here for lighting purposes, it does not open. We do have a door that opens. However, if I want circulation, I don't always want to share it with the world. So as nice as our neighbors are, that is the only thing I would say that's my least favorite thing about this unit. But that's why it's good that we have this. Sometimes we can just turn the fan feature on, not even cooling, just to blow the air around and get it through. It is also the only space that does not have a ceiling vent. The bathroom has a ceiling vent. The kitchen has a ceiling vent. The kids' room and the kids' bathroom all have ceiling vents. Our room does not. So, Grand Design, we love you, we love you. Any advice for you would be to put a ceiling vent or some window that could open in for the master space. We love our towel racks, and I love my teal towels. And that is that. So I think that's everything. Did we cover everything? If there's anything that you think we forgot or anything that you want to know more about, please let us know. Comment down below. And on a future video, we're going to do the outside. We're going to show you our outside kitchen, our outside storage, different things like that. Air conditioner unit. We talked about the master AC. Here is our main unit air conditioner. Now, if we're at a campground that only provides a 30 amp hookup, we can. We have a converter, a dog bones converter, that we can plug our 50 amp unit into a 30 amp. However, we can only use the one unit. This does cooling. This also does heating. Our heating runs off of propane.
It's more of enough. Running one AC is more than enough than running both.
Yeah, and one AC is plenty. We leave the doors open, run the AC, it does it cooling. Like I said, the only time we use the master air is if we just want a little extra circulation. So yes, the windows are tinted from the outside during the day. You can't see them. These are tinted. I mean, you could if you really, really tried, but then you would just be a creeper, and we don't want you. We do have these shades here. Love it for lighting, but also for heat. All right? Keeps the heat out amazingly. Definitely can tell in the middle of summer when we had those windows open, you could definitely feel a difference of the shades being down or shades being up. It does make it a little bit darker, but to save for the air conditioning, I'm running a lot less energy having this little light on than have the AC on. So we can always just turn that on, and that works for us. But we love the shades. Definitely a benefit for us. And they're very easy to move. With one hand, up and down, and that's all it is. So this is the kids' bedroom door. And if we close this, there's a little, as we call it, a secret storage. Also known as a broom closet, coat closet, whatever you want to use it as. We use it more commonly as a broom closet. So we've got this little tuck away space. It's got a little couple hooks in there. We have our plastic bags from the grocery store hanging in there and our handy dandy little bag pouch. We have our broom, we've got our tripod, different things like that. Our manual for our unit. We still need to read some more on it, but there's different things in there. Opposite that, we have another huge cubby space. We have our vacuum in here. Now, a lot of people switch to stick broom vacuums. However, Mike can explain a little bit more why he loves his vacuum so much. Thankfully, it fits perfectly, so it's able to stay along with us. We have our fan up here. I think back there, oh no, we moved it down below, was our big picnic basket. I think we moved that to the underbelly. It's huge space, so we love that. And we've got our control panel here right by the door with all of our lighting, electrical pumps. We can see our power of our battery. We can check our tank levels. Now, we are not level right now, so even though we just emptied these yesterday, it's still saying a little bit full, only because we're tilting to the right just a bit. Again, we are on soil, and every time it rains, everything shifts a little bit, and we could be level one day one way and not level the next day. It's okay. It works. We have our slide buttons, our awning extension button, and our key and hat rack. So right out the front door, we have this door right here. Now, we do have a smaller kitchen, a smaller stove, a smaller counter space. However, we do have this. We do have our outside kitchen. So we just pop this open. We've got a magnet up top that holds the door open, and we have our outside kitchen. Now, inside, our refrigerator has its own thermostat kind of control, and you control the coldness. This refrigerator does not. We've got our vegetables in here, but you've got to keep an eye on them because it can get very cold, and we've lost some. They can freeze if you leave them in there, and it gets too cold. Also, this refrigerator does not run on propane. When you unplug and travel and boondock, this unit is off. So keep that in mind. When you have an outside fridge, check to see yours. We have an extra stovetop out here where we do a lot of our cooking, especially if it's going to contain oil or strong odors like onions or bacon or anything like that. It's just a lot easier to cook out here. It's a lot easier for cleanup.
A little less mess, yeah.
We also have this extra little table outside that we use as a preparing counter space, so it just works. You just bring the hose down, connect it to the propane, turn it on, and you're good to go. And then you just wipe it down, clean it up, slide the drawer back in, and it's that easy. So we love having outside space. We keep our Instant Pot in here, and any extra storage containers or anything like that we could need. When we're done, just close it up. And that's our outside kitchen. So now we're going to head towards the front of the unit here, and we are going to show you a little bit more about the outside features. So we have here our outside storage, and this is our underbelly. Now, on usually the Class A's and things like that, you'll see more underbelly storage. Our trailer does not have as much. It just has the one unit, but it's enough for what we need right now. So we keep just all our outside essentials, cleaning equipment, scooters for the kids, different things like that. And this goes all the way through, and we can show you on the other side what that looks like. So straight across from the other side is this door, and this again is just one big space all the way through. And so we have a rotisserie machine here, which is another favorite feature of ours. And Michael loves talking about his set it and forget it. So he can tell you anything about that and show you that more later. Inside here is where also you'll find our water hookups. where if you watched the video of Michael setting up our unit, he talked about being on city water when you're plugged into your hose, and he walked you through all of that. But that's also in this door. So that is what we have here. So here are our propane tanks. Now we went and we purchased a level gauge for our tanks. Now our right one is empty, so we switched our gauge over to our left one, and we are now using that. And it tells us about when, so we know to go refill it, because you pay for fill up regardless of how much is in it, whether your tank is full, half full, empty, you're paying the same price at the store for a fill up on your tank. So always make sure it's fully empty so you're getting the most for your money. So always make sure your tank is empty so that you get everything that you're paying for what you get. You're getting a full tank for the same price as if you were to take a tank that wasn't all the way full yet. So definitely recommend a pressure gauge. So that's it. I think that covers everything. You know, this is part of our setup. It handles the tongue. So thank you for watching so much. This is our home, and we love sharing it with you. If you have any questions, please ask. Any comments, we love to hear them. Give us a thumbs up if you like our home, and if you haven't yet had a chance to subscribe, hit that subscribe button and follow along our journey. We hope to be traveling more. We love to share our stories with you of just what life in an RV is like, whether we're right here for the month, for 2 months, or whether we're traveling around the US. We love to share our story of what it is to live full-time in an RV. And big thanks to those munchkins over there hanging out so nicely and quietly, getting their screen time for the day while mom and dad record. Hey guys. So thanks again, and we'll see you next week.